So, if we're honest with ourselves, a lot of us just don't really care how we look Christmas morning. Like, maybe we brush our hair, maybe we wash our face, maybe. But most of the time, we just kind of get up and we go downstairs and we just have a good time with family, no matter how we look, you know, pictures and all. And so, a lot of times we go through that looking a little rusty. So I'm gonna show you guys how I kind of went from Christmas morning to Christmas glam. Just so you know, this is kind of like a get ready with me kind of style video. So we're also gonna talk about life, we're gonna talk about holiday traditions, and we're just gonna have fun. So if it is Christmas Day for you while you're watching this, or a couple days before, and you have an event to go to, this is a great video to turn on to just kind of get ready with me or clean the house and prepare for guests or whatever. This is probably gonna be a longer one because we're just gonna sit and chat. Let's get into this Christmas glam look. What is up, guys? So I can't believe that the holidays are here. I just kind of want to do a casual, almost like get ready with me style, showing you what I do to kind of like go from, you know, a fun Christmas morning to maybe your family goes out to dinner for Christmas, or if you're like my family, it was a tradition for us for a little while to go see a movie on Christmas, which kind of makes me sad now because now all I can think about, now that I'm older and I know better, now all I can think about is all the people that have to work at the movie theater on Christmas, and I'm like, oh, I would not want to be them. But starting off, I'm just kind of prepping my skin. I'm using a little bit of the Mario Badescu Seaweed Cleansing Lotion. I'm about halfway through. If you know already, I'm actually doing a 30 days using only Mario Badescu skincare, and I'm about halfway through it right now, so this is one of the products that I've been using. Also, your girl has some serious dark circles. I'm just gonna spray with a little bit of the facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I just styled my bangs and I'm totally gonna have to style them again. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of the hyaluronic eye cream from Mario Badescu. And then lastly, a little bit of the oil-free moisturizer. By the way, like this video if you have never worn hoops this big, or like this video if you have worn hoops bigger than this, because these are definitely the biggest hoops I own. But actually, the last thing I want to do is just put on a little bit of the Mario Badescu lip balm. I just bought this whole little carton of blending eggs from the Beauty Bakery. I've had my eye on it for a while. It's like 18 bucks for 6 sponges, whereas one beauty blender is $20. And look at this. It definitely has like more density, like it's not like the lighter like fluffiness of the Beauty Blender, but I'm really curious to see how I like this versus the Beauty Blender. So it comes with 6 little eggs. How cute is that? 3 pink and then 3 of this like teal greenish color. So cute. Alright, I do not have any self-tanner on. In fact, I am planning to self-tan tonight, but I do want to go for like a typical holiday glam look, but that has like a little bit more of like a matte full coverage. So I'm gonna go in with the IT Cosmetics CC cream in the matte formula, and this is in the shade Fair. And I'm just using the Sephora Flawless Airbrush Pro Brush. You guys, I feel like we have so much to talk about, and I think I'm actually planning to do another Get Ready With Me where I'm really going to talk about like everything that has been on my mind recently. There is one thing in particular. So if you don't know already, I actually just recently started working from home as a YouTube strategist. So basically what that means, I say recently like it was just within the past few months. I actually started back in January, but then I like officially got hired in April, I think it was, of this year. And so I had been working in makeup for a while. Before then, I had worked at a salon doing makeup, I had worked at Sephora, I had worked freelance brands and stuff like that. And so ever since I started working from home, I have realized that working from home is a feat and a battle all in and of itself. There are many, many blessings to working from home. Like you get rid of a lot of the downtime of if you were in an office or working in a store or something like that, where you get like these lulls in the day and there's not really much work to do and stuff like that, instead of you having to be there during that hour because you're already there, and it's not like you can just go home while you're in the middle of the shift or something like that, or in the middle of the office or whatever. Whenever you're working from home and there's like a lull, you kind of like finish a project and stuff like that, and there's not, you know, you may be waiting on an email back or a message back or something like that before you move forward. Whenever there's that lull, you can just go downstairs and grab a bite to eat, fill a cup of coffee, check your phone, you know, whatever. I just did a little bit of color corrector with my Lancome Tinty Dull Ultra Wear Camouflage in the shade 110 Ivory. Also, I'm gonna try this concealer before. I think I tried it once before, but I don't really remember my opinion on it or anything like that. This is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Concealer, so I'm just gonna try that again and see what I think about it. Ooh, really good coverage. Oh, yes, I like it. Okay. So whenever it comes to working from home, it has become incredibly hard to be productive, especially whenever you do a job like what I do, where everything is very much project-based, you know, of like a whole lot of what I call reactive tasks, where it's not necessarily you are doing something to work towards something, but more so in the long run, but more so things that are just kind of minute that need to be taken care of in the moment. That's what I call reactive tasks. Whereas there are intentional tasks to where like, okay, this report needs to be done by this date, but I'm going to do it now, so that it's more intentional, because it's not like this message has to be answered right now, but rather it's I'm choosing to do this right now so that my future is easier, basically. And so whenever everything is basically project-based like that, to where it can be intentional tasks, it's so much harder to have the self-discipline of I'm going to do this now so that I don't have to worry about it later, so that my life is easier later or whatever. It would be easier if all I had to do was respond to emails all day, because I could just sit there and everything would feel like it needs to be taken care of right now because somebody is awaiting a response. Whereas a report, where it is, you know, of a client's progress of what's working and what's not working on their channel, that stuff has a due date, but it only becomes a reactionary task whenever you wait until the last minute, which is not fair to you. It's not fair to the people who have to review the reports and everything in between. It's been definitely a mind shift for me, but then at the time it's also been about finding the right process that works for me. I'm just going in with that L'Oreal powder now. Oh, it comes with a little powder puff. How cute. Anyways, I finally feel like I've really kind of figured out a routine that makes sense for me and that has been working for me and has allowed me to get the things done that I need to get done. And a big part of that has been me realizing that I have to completely remove distractions, and whenever I'm planning things, I have to consider the big picture items. So not just the things that I need to get done immediately, but like basically blocking off time for this is the time that I do reactionary tasks like responding to emails and messages and stuff like that, and then this is the time I'm setting aside to do intentional tasks of working towards things in the future. Then also my content creation, you know, of getting all of that stuff in line, which you guys have I know that you guys don't see a lot of, probably production from me, like in terms of my Instagram and stuff like that. You don't see a lot of like a million posts. I don't think I've posted on Instagram in like 2 weeks at least, it feels like. And so because I have been so heavily focused on just YouTube. Not because I don't care about Instagram or anything like that, but just because I want to get like all my YouTube stuff in order and get out of this reactionary workflow of just like creating a video and then editing it and then posting it, and that's like all I have time for. I want to have content like filmed ahead of time so that I can focus on better content, but then also I just want to be able to free myself up to put more brain power towards like the kind of content that I want to create. Because even whenever I'm doing super creative projects and stuff like that, I feel like I'm just barely making it out with those creative projects. Like with my even projects like the haunted hotel room and stuff like that, I just don't always have the time to think about it. I just have to like do it if I want to get it done. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance Powder, do just a light dusting of that all over. We are using a lot of drugstore products today. So I just got, for the first time ever, the Too Faced Hangover, the replenishing primer / setting spray. Literally have not used it once yet, so basically, long story short, I am not a naturally organized person whatsoever, and I had to figure out how to get organized and in order to come to the end of my day and feel satisfied with what I did and did not accomplish, because that's a big thing, is you want to, if I can set aside time of like knowing that there are all these things that I need to get done rather than having all of them floating up in the air or even having them floating on a piece of paper, that doesn't do it for me. I need to know that I have set aside time to do this task and that it's on the calendar, even if things change. But if I know that at this point in my life, if it's not on the calendar, it's not getting done. And so if I'm going to be anxious about something getting done, I know that I have to block off time on my calendar. And now the calendar is my freaking life, guys. Tell me if any of you guys have like grown into this same phase in your life, whether it's just at work or just in your life overall. If you are like, yes, I live by my calendar. I'm just gonna go in with the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Amazonian Clay Bronzer. This one is the one that has shimmer in it. Ooh, maybe I should let the setting spray actually sit on my face for a moment. Just gonna let that sit for a second and really soak in completely before I do that. So let's go ahead and do our brows really quick. I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Dip Brow Gel. Alright, I'm just taking the AOA Studios, this is the Definer Brow Pencil or something like that. It's all rubbed off, but it's this little angled pencil in the shade Medium Brown. I have a question for you guys. What is your favorite family holiday tradition? Alright, I'm gonna take the Seraphine Botanicals Lychee and Gold blush. So one of our traditions is that we've done ever since I can remember, like literally from my earliest memory, we always went to go see Christmas lights on Christmas Eve. And I think that's a lot of families' traditions because there's a lot of people out there doing it whenever we do it. Yeah, we always went to go see Christmas lights on Christmas Eve. We would usually like go out and like everybody would get together in the big van because I have 4 siblings, so there's 5 of us plus my mom and my dad. We would usually stop at Racetrack or QT or something and we would all go fill up and get like hot cocoa or those little like nasty cappuccinos. It was just like, it was what we did. It was like staple. You know, it was like iconic for our family, as it was like we had to do that every single year. Go to Racetrack or QT, like go to the gas station, get hot cocoa or coffee, and drive around and see Christmas lights. Sometimes we would park the car and we would walk around. A lot of times we would just drive through the crazy lines. Really quick, I'm just going to put the Too Faced Shadow Insurance on my eyes. Well, a few years ago, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, I remember my mom called me up. She was like, so I was thinking for this year that we wouldn't go see Christmas lights. And I am 25, so I was probably like 23 at the time. She's like, I was thinking we wouldn't go see Christmas lights. You know, I just feel like maybe it's just kind of like a little kid thing and all you guys are older and I want to be respectful. She's like, maybe we can just go see a movie or something like that. And I was like, what? You don't want to go see Christmas lights? And she's like, well, I just want to, you know, I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm respectful of the fact that you guys are getting older and it's okay if like traditions change and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know about that, Mom. I don't know about that. And because I was like, to me, I was like, absolutely not. We are not gonna go see Christmas lights. That is blasphemy. But then, of course, I was like, well, maybe it's just me. Like, maybe I'm the only one who's really attached to this tradition. And so I called my sister, Tacey. I was like, Mom doesn't want to see Christmas lights this year. And she was like, what? Mom doesn't want to see Christmas lights? We all of us got mad. Not like actually mad, but like all of us got mad at my mom because we were like, how dare you try to take Christmas lights out of Christmas? My mom was like, okay, we'll go see Christmas lights. And the rest was history. So we still go see Christmas lights every year, needless to say. By the way, I am now dipping into the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. As you get older, things change, traditions change, people get married, there are other families to consider, and it's really hard to balance all of it. It was getting to a point I actually got upset this year and I was actually crying to my husband because family, although I'm not like perfect at staying in touch with family, I do care really, really deeply about my family, as funny as that sounds, because not that it's funny, it doesn't sound funny to care deeply about your family, but I'm just such a busy person that it's hard for me to stay in perfect contact with everyone. But if I am barely making time for my husband and barely being able to have a conversation with my husband most days without stressing about the time that it's taking away from me, I'm not going to have time to always call my sister or always call my mom and stuff like that. And so that has its own stresses, but you know, as things have changed, you know, I really care about like our family staying together and being there for each other, and still like no matter what happens that we are like a family unit. This year my youngest brother is actually in the Marines, and I can actually feel myself getting emotional as I'm talking about him and that, but I'm super proud of him. But it is the first year that like, and just to kind of put it into perspective, my dad is not in the picture, which I don't think I've ever shared on my channel before, but yeah, my dad's not in the picture. And so it's been a really not sensitive, but as family traditions have grown and people have gotten married and things have changed and stuff like that, it has been really hard for us to uphold our traditions, because it's just so much easier to just be like, well, we'll just, you know, go along with everybody else. And along the way, our family, like my family, my mom, my siblings, our family has just kind of broken apart. And there's been some other factors in play there over the past few years. It just feels like we've all sort of bent to all the other families' traditions. So anyways, long story short, basically what my mom and I have decided this year is that like Christmas Eve is like our family's thing. Like it's really big. I feel like Christmas, everybody has kind of like their Christmas Eve traditions, but like Christmas Eve has always really stuck out and been like a big, like we have a whole tradition around like it's not just one little thing of like you get to open one present on Christmas Eve, but it's been a whole, like we make a certain meal and we go see Christmas lights and we get hot cocoa and we swap pajamas pajamas, and just like we have like a whole freaking routine that we do every Christmas Eve. My mom and I decided, we were like, okay, Christmas Eve is gonna be like the day that, you know, we know it's not gonna work out every year, but it's going to be the day that we fight for like our family, for me and my siblings and my mom, and obviously my husband too, Sam. So I'm dipping a little bit into my Pat McGrath palette, this little almost really dark purplish brown shade. I'm just gonna start to deepen. Just love these shadows. Anytime I work with any other shadows and then I come back to a Pat McGrath shadow, I'm like, oh, yes, this is what I was missing. It's like you don't realize what you have until it's gone. What is your, so I have to ask you guys, now that I've shared about some of my favorite and staple holiday traditions that we have, you guys have to tell me what is either like the holiday tradition in your family that like really sticks out in your mind, that you're like, oh yes, this is like our thing, this is like what we do, you know? Or what is just your favorite holiday tradition? Like what is the thing that's just always fun? Like I think I might love Christmas Eve more than I love Christmas Day. Why does it always look like nothing on camera? Like on camera it's like, oh, this is my everyday look, and then in real life you're like, I feel like a drag queen right now. You guys, I'm like this close to shaving off the tail of my brow so that I can like actually like get some snatch going, you know? This is not cutting it for me. Maybe I need some of those tape things, you know? That's like celebrities use, where it's like, lift. So I'm just going to take the Stila Glitter and Glow eyeshadow in the shade Bronzed Belle. I'm just gonna paint that over kind of like a cut crease. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to shower this off, but I think that was the right decision. So then I think I'm actually just gonna take a little bit of the Shimmer and Glow eyeshadow from Stila in the shade Pigale? It's weird. It's like this beautiful burgundy shade, and I'm just going to take that along the edges and just tap over. Okay, I actually really like this. I don't think I'm gonna do lashes because I don't want to cover up any of this beautiful freaking glitter. Like this is the best, I think, the best look I've ever created with the Bronze Belle eyeshadow, because all the other looks that I've done with it, I was like, it's okay, but this look is pretty banging with that Bronze Belle, so kind of love it. But I need to get some eyeliner on my lower lash line. I just can't decide what I want to do. Ooh, I have this Morphe pencil in the shade Date Night, and it's literally perfect. It's this beautiful burgundy. Oh my gosh, we're totally doing that. So soft. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of this Stila Heaven's Dew Silver Lake, and I'm taking that on my pinky because it's just this beautiful freaking sparkle. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna dot that right onto the inner corner. Okay, let's do some mascara. I'm going to take this new IT Cosmetics Lash Blowout Mascara. Apply that to my lower and top lashes. I actually really freaking like this formula, this lash blowout, because it feels almost like it's a whipped, weirdest thing, but it feels like it's a whipped formula, so it feels like it's super light and fluffy, so it makes your lashes look really not clumpy at all, but still good volume and length and everything. I am going to apply lashes, but I'm not going to apply super dramatic lashes because I just love this glitter and I want it to show, so I'm only gonna do like a little half set of lashes. Oh no, these lashes might be busted. The lashes that I had, I slept, like I took a nap with them on, so they got a little wonky. Instead, I'm gonna take the Ardell 120 Black, and these guys won't be too dramatic. But I'm going to pop a few of like these clusters towards the end of them, just to give like a little outer, little cute little flare. So now I think I'm just gonna add, they have two different sizes in here. This is the Ardell Lash Trios and it has the small and medium, and I think I'm just gonna pop like one or two mediums on that outer corner. Okay, I decided I'm gonna do one medium and one short. So the medium on the very outer portion, and then the short as the second one coming towards the inner corner. Oh my gosh, you guys, we don't even have any highlighter on our face. Hello? Okay, so for highlighter, I'm also going to take the Stila Silver Lake Heaven's Dew and just brush that. Gosh, this is so pretty. It literally gives you the most wet look ever. And I'm so excited because I actually just got this Kylie lip kit recently. It is in the shade Red Velvet, I believe. Yes. Yeah, Red Velvet. This is the first Kylie lip kit I've ever had, and I have to say, I am sold. Like, I get the hype. I need coconut.
Drink it. This is what you asked for. This is what you desired.
Coconut. So, Coconut came in the room. So she decided that she, by default, she had to be part of this outro. She really doesn't mind being held right now since... Oh, okay, she's done and she sees her sister. Okay guys, so I got bangs. Again, used to have them in the past, but they are back. I got them wispy this time so that they'd be a little bit easier to deal with. But this is the finished look. Wow, I feel so freaking fair right now. I freaking love how this glitter turned out. It's so, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay guys, so it was so much fun getting ready with you today. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful holiday season, and I don't remember if I'm uploading this right before Christmas or right on Christmas, so either way, I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas, and if you want to see, oh frick, I don't know what video I've posted before this. Can I open? Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed this little get ready with me. Make sure that you share with me your thoughts down in the comment and your family traditions and stuff like that. I want to hear all about it. And as you can see, I am very fair right now, and probably a lot of you guys are more on the fair side than you usually are, since it is we're going into the winter months. And so if you want to see some flattering makeup for fair skin right here, I made a whole video on what you should look out for whenever you are more fair skinned and everything in between, so you can check out that video right there, and I will see you over there. Bye!